A special thank you to Eliadama, Angela, and Katrina for inspiring today's tale. Soft snow blanketed the streets as December's last afternoon light faded beyond the windows of the Hartwell home, filling it with warmth and anticipation. Music drifted through the grand rooms where the annual Christmas party and event the whole town eagerly awaited was nearly ready to begin. Garlands flowed along the banisters like living ribbons, and a towering evergreen stood proudly in the center of the parlor, crowned with a sparkling star. Beneath it darted Lydia Hartwell, a girl balanced between childhood and the first whispers of growing up. She ran from room to room in delighted excitement while her brother Theo thundered behind her, brandishing a wooden sword and declaring victories over invisible foes. "Watch out!" They laughed. Their parents gave final instructions to the servants, adjusting ribbons and candles just so. When the doorbell rang, guests arrived in cheerful clusters, neighbors carrying gifts, families wrapped in fur-lined coats, children dressed in crisp holiday clothes. Laughter, greetings, and music filled the house as a small quartet began to play. Yet for Lydie and Theo, one guest mattered more than all the others. When the clock struck 7, the doors opened once again. Their eccentric godfather, Mr. Alaric Moore, swept inside like a gust of winter wind. Cloaked in mystery, one of his eyes was covered with a tinted glass patch, part ornament, part tool, part enchantment, if rumors were to be believed. Children gathered eagerly as he opened his long velvet bag. First came a magnificent clockwork soldier, then a wooden ballerina, who spun in perfect circles, driven by hidden gears. Finally, Mr. Moore produced something simpler, a small wooden nutcracker shaped like a little man, with painted eyes, a proud mustache, a soldier's uniform, and a leopard jaw. "This," he sighed gently, handing it to Lydia, "is for you." Her eyes sparkled. She had always loved toys that seemed to hide stories within them, and something about the nutcracker captured her heart at once. Theo frowned. "Why does she get the best one?" "It isn't the best," Mr. Moore replied calmly, but Theo had already grabbed it, forcing the jaw open around a large walnut. With a sharp snap, the jaw broke. "Oh, I didn't mean to," Theo sighed, suddenly ashamed. Lydia looked anxiously at her godfather. Mr. Moore examined the damage with great seriousness, then smiled. "A simple fix. He will recover by morning." Relieved, Lydia kept the nutcracker close for the rest of the evening. Though the party sparkled with dancing and candlelight and laughter, her thoughts never strayed far from the little wooden soldier in her arms. When the guests finally departed and her parents sent the children to bed, Lydia hesitated. "May I keep him with me tonight?" "You may leave him in the sitting room," her mother sighed gently. "It's late, Lydia. Tomorrow is Christmas." Later, when the house had fallen silent, Lydia crept back to the tree. She knelt beside the nutcracker and whispered, "I'll stay with you until you're better." As the clock struck midnight, the room seemed to flutter. Candles flickered, shadows stretched, and Lydia gasped as the Christmas tree grew impossibly tall, its branches spreading like a vast forest canopy. The ornaments swelled into enormous shapes. Or was she shrinking? A rustling sound echoed behind her. Dozens, then hundreds of mice poured into the room, clad in scraps of armor and wielding tiny weapons. At their head strode the Mouse King, crowned 7 times over, each crown resting upon a snarling head. Lydia stumbled back, clutching the nutcracker, who suddenly stirred. He rose from her arms, growing into the size of a bay, then taller still. His wooden features softened into living flesh, though his posture remained proudly soldier straight. "Stay behind me," he commanded. At his call, toy soldiers sprang to life, marching into formation. Drums beat, trumpets sounded, and the battle erupted. Lydia watched in terror and awe as the nutcracker fought bravely. When the Mouse King cornered him, she acted without thinking, snatching her slipper and throwing it with all her strength. It struck one of the crowns. In that moment of distraction, the nutcracker leapt forward and defeated the Mouse King. The mice scattered into the shadows. "You saved my life," he sighed. Golden light surrounded him. Wood became flesh, stiffness melted into grace, and before Lydia stood a noble prince. "He was enchanted," he explained. "The Mouse King's mother cursed me. Your courage freed me." He held out his hand. "Come, let me show you my kingdom." The room dissolved into shimmering light, and together they stepped into a crystalline forest where moonlit branches sparkled and the snowflakes danced in graceful patterns. Frost maidens twirled around them, and Lydia felt only warmth and wonder. Soon they passed through a silver gateway into a land of sweets, rivers of caramel, candy trees, hills of cake and chocolate, and a radiant palace made of sugar and light. Courtiers shaped of confections welcomed them, and at their center stood the sugar plum queen, elegant and kind. Celebrations followed, dancers of chocolate, coffee, tea, folk rhythms, playful children, and finally flowers and glittering dew. Lydia watched, enchanted beyond words. At last, the queen approached her. "It is time for you to return." Light enveloped everything. Lydia blinked. She sat once more beneath the Christmas tree, the Nutcracker resting quietly in her arms. The fire burned low. The house was still. Her parents found her soon after and tucked her into bed. As snow whispered softly outside, Lydia drifted to sleep, knowing one thing for certain: magic had touched her life that night. And the magic, once seen, never truly fades.